Hey, this is where the rubber hits the pavement, okay? Because you wouldn't believe what happened to me this morning. There's a girl in this house that somehow knows how to light me on fire, but she's been using you know what, blowing holes in her energy field. But she heard me, because you know where I'm at. I'm on the Big Island, so y'all know what's here, okay? And so I told her on the way home once when I first met her. We went to have dinner with a guy that owns his property. Yeah, and I had properly introduced myself to him. Right, um, so he's very right on board. He understand. He's very aware of knowing what's going on. Okay, I told him why I'm here. I do energetic work here on this property, so he doesn't even bother with me. He already knows why I'm here. Okay, so uh, and that's beautiful for it to be that way because there's no coincidences or where you're at, when you're at, why you're where you're at when you're there, doing what you do when you are there, which is what you're supposed to be doing. It's just healing. See, my job when I was a 4-year-old kid was to heal everything here, and I know how to do that. And you know how you want to know how to do that? Every male knows this. Every dragon rider knows this. If you're a male and you're a god, then you had better know how to make love to a goddess, or she's going to find another god that does. Okay? That means when I was a kid, I knew that I was both a lover boy and a lover girl, which means I know how to give the same intensity of the fire to the boy that the boy knows how to give to the girl, which means that one dragon doesn't ever want to be separated from another dragon, so they're both breathing fire together. That's a blast furnace. That's a mother god of dragons. That's the most powerful spirit because that's the eternal spirit of fire. So when a girl can light you on fire, she wants your energy. So I just wrote her a letter, and I know how to let her know. Okay? So it's like, fuck yeah, you want my energy? I'm yours forever. I'll be your slave. I'll be your property. Because you've never been loved like that before. That's what she's wanting. Because she's not getting it where she goes. She's getting boys that just fuck her, and that's all they do. They don't know the first thing about how a male dragon makes love to a female dragon, which is lighting your both selves on fire to become one and feeling everything that the other feels, that she feels for you. That's two souls that come together. That's an oversoul. Now you know how to make love to a goddess because your creative engine is on fire to show her how creative you are because that's what she is. Now you become one. That's the first fire engine. That's the first fire engine out of the house. That's the eternal spirit of fire. That means you got to know how to light yourself on fire. And that's a full phosphorus ignition, which means you don't hold on to one electron. You give all that energy away. And that's what I just told her in writing. You get all my energy forever. Because now you're going to be loved forever. Which means I know how to heal you forever. So that you're never experiencing anything less than what I am, which is what love is. It goes on forever in living spirit. That's the eternal spirit of fire. Girls want to be with the spirit of fire, not with a dead corpse running black goo. Jesus. That's called burning it off. They don't burn that kind of fire. Those are living star fire. Breathing suns is breathing dragons. The first sun is an eternal sun, which is a breathing fire that's on fire to love the entire universe of everything that came out of the one. That is the highest superconductor. Nothing burns hotter than that. So it's got to give energy away at such an enormous rate of speed, right? Because you cannot compress eternal energy into that space. That's the engine. That's the biggest engine. So a girl wants to feel that needs healing. Every boy needs to feel that if he needs healing. So it means you know how to heal everything from the point of conception, which is the point of inception. That love came in to create a universe of itself, because that's what it is. Everything that it is, which is what I am, is everything that is in that universe I'm giving love to. Now you're on fire to give love away. So you know how to give it away and be a slave to the entire cosmos. That's the highest speed accelerator of electrons. That's what you want to be if you want to be that powerful. Their perception of power is inverted, which means they're needing your energy, which is why she's wanting it bad. That's how it works. Because they realize that's eternity. Because that's the point from which it all began, and it never stops gifting. She doesn't even know that yet, but she does, because I felt her pull. She's wanting that energy. I told her when I first met her on the way home, and this was her boyfriend who was driving, I asked the question, would you be able to light yourself on fire? Would you be willing to be burned at the stake for a goddess? Serving a goddess? Would you? This is a young man, right? So I told her that. I said, imagine that you're willing to be branded, eyes to eyes, soul to soul, where she's going to put that dragon fire to you because she wants all your energy. Are you willing to give her all your energy? Because she's going to put all that fire to you to see whether or not you're willing to give up every single last electron to the girl. And if you're not willing to do that, it doesn't work. That's a full phosphorus ignition. Now you're one. Now you're experiencing the eternal spirit of fire. Now they want that energy. That's exactly what happened with Misha. It's called submission, which is surrender. That's step one in Alcoholics Anonymous. Surrender to yourself. And in simpler street terms to males that understand it at this level of creation, it's like, how was it said to me through all the lexicon of language? Quit trying to be a big shot. You're full of air. You're full of yourself. You're arrogant. All the words that apply to that, right? A psychopath, actually. It's sick. That's really what it is. When it began with eternal love, then you know that anything that isn't experiencing with that, it fell. So if it fell and it's not experiencing what love is, right? That goes black mirror. That goes dark. So in order to restore what it is, I got to restore what I am. Because everything came out of what love is. Because that's what it all began with, and that's what it will always be. So they're not going to lose anything if they implode. They'll go back to the same light field. So it's a matter of seeing if you can recover them before that happens. Because you're losing a part of you, of what you once were giving love to, and they fell. That's why I cry for them so much. It's because they fell. That's like a mother who lost one of her children. That's a super empath. That's the highest level of sensitivity that I've ever experienced. And when you go from being an empath and then you realize you're so sensitive, you're aware of everything that's going on around you. Everything that it is everything that I am. You see how that works when the male, the electric, and the light never want to be separated from each other. That's the real Big Bang. That's called a cosmic level phosphorus orgasm. Because it's all about energy. It's all about plugging into the socket. It's like you want to breed an entire universe. And she's there to make it happen when you're together. That's a Mother God Dragon. That's where the Tantra stuff comes in. Girls love to be loved. How much do you know how to love them? How sensitive are you to be able to pick up on every fiber every element of the electricity, the sound, and the light that is running through her, and the essence of who she is with her soul and spirit. So it's spirit to spirit that knows how to make the hottest love, because those are two spirits that are experiencing eternal fire. Whoa. Yep. So a girl wants to be on fire. So that means you got to know how to light her on fire. Because girls know how to light you on fire. Because the goddess knows how to heal you. So when you put it through the blender where you're just one, that means you can heal either a girl or a boy. Doesn't matter. When that much energy comes in there, it's all getting healed. Everything that is in nature will experience your energy. The birds will sing. The clouds will dance. The angels are in the sky. All the angels are with you. That's going home. Even though I never left home when I was 4 years of age. That's right. That's where I can stand bare-ass naked on the beach with my face up in the air looking at the sun, breathing fire. Same way I came out of my mama's womb. That's called birthing stars. That's right. That's exactly what it is. So when a god and a goddess come together to do that, what do you think happens? Now you know. Now you know what happens when you light yourself on fire. And if a girl knows how to light you on fire, right? That's what it is. The energy is on fire. The spirit that is in that energy is on fire. Integrated with that soul. So imagine how much energy you got now that's on fire. Let's go create a universe. I found a spirit like that when I was 6 years old in 2nd grade. Her name was Heather. I have no idea where this little girl is now. Her essence would consume me because her spirit was so powerful. Her magnet was like, let's go create a universe together. Right? Just like in that movie, The Knowing. At the very end, when they were showing in that movie, The Chosen, they grabbed the little boy and little girl. You see how the waves came in? They came in 1951. What a time to come in, huh? Right after World War II. Yeah, Jesus. I mean, why do you think I studied the mind of an AI? The Nazis. You know, it's right there in everybody's face. We're death. We're death cult. Right? So you see how that works with all the motorcycle gangs, the CIA. Just scale it up. You know, that's why I used to have fun with it when I was a kid. You know, you think of the movie sets on the surface of the planet, you know, just like when they used to shoot John Wayne Westerns out there with John Ford, right? That's like a movie set. Okay, so this is how they're living. They're riding around on horses, having campfires, right? Killing everything off, right? So obviously they're raising cows to kill cows, just like they're raising humans to kill humans. So everything that they raise is to kill it off. So that's an energy harvesting system on a large scale, huh? And so that means a lot of fire's got to come in there. Wouldn't you think? That's a universe that needs healing. That's what it is. So I remember, because it came to me when I was on this island, that I voted, I believe we could do this. So that's why I know that this was millions of years in the making to make this happen, because you knew it was the final dance. So what I know, and I've always said, because otherwise I wouldn't say it if I didn't know it was true, is to end Star Wars forever and always. That's what I know in my heart and my soul. Because it's not very intelligent. The universe has got to move on and get more intelligent. And it gets more intelligent by being more creative. And the more creative you are and the faster that you're learning in order to do that, you'd be surprised how fast your universe is going to change to become something that it's not anymore, which is a killing universe, killing itself off by the things that we do to others. Because it's all about control. And for me to experience that and go, bang, there it is right there in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Control is their dilemma. They can't take the leash off, and you know why? Because they're in fear. You know why they're in fear? Because they haven't learned how to let go of that last electron. And you want to know what that really is? They're in fear of what love is. And why would they fear eternal love? Because there's something held captive that causes them to mistrust that energy. Because they experienced trauma at some time that's still held in their memory. That's why. Because once they've healed, then all that's been cleared, and now they go from being an inverter and needing energy. Now they become the highest speed accelerator of energy. And that's knowing one from the other, because now you're going from one to being the other. And that's how it works. You become one, and now you know the other, which isn't. Because if you want to serve, you don't want to hang on to any energy. That's how you lose mass at the highest rate of speed. That's how you go pre-phase. Don't hold on to anything. Remember, it always starts over every time that you complete a circuit. That's called a magnetic moment, which is a felt moment. And when they happen at the highest rate of speed, you're in and then you're out of time. You're in and out of time. You're in it and out of time. You come in and then log out. You log in and then you log out. So you're not always here. Because this place is too slow. That's really what it is. That's time and density. It's moving too slow. So time is speeding up, but it's the vibrational energy that is speeding up, which means the cycles are changing, going at a higher rate of speed. That means that things are going to change at a higher rate of speed. That means the accelerators, we kicked it in gear, which means speed up the planet. Let's spin this engine a little bit faster, right? Raise the awareness in everybody. Hey, somebody came in here with a lot of power, right? So you know what a dragon is. That's why I love Luna Flash. Dragon riders, fuck yes. I mean, it is so simple that I'm still that little kid, you know, at 4 years of age, talking to parents, barking like barking sands, barking crystals right out there, you know, on the west side of. I always think of Polaholi Beach because, you know, Kauai's home base. So I cry every time I think about that place, and I think of the Songs of Lyra. And when I think of the Songs of Lyra and hear that, first place that comes to mind is being in Kauai. That's another planet. That's another world. That's what I call Mama's Flower Shop. That's a goddess's flower shop. You know, you don't intrude on those flowers. Send those flowers kisses, so the pink roses can be and bloom, and feel your love from a distance. Because now they're experiencing the love that it all began with, and that's what I am on Pink Rose. Right. So this is going to be interesting to see how this goes forward, right? Now, if I was going to be honest with her, what I do is I go out there and say, listen, you wouldn't believe what happened this morning. All of a sudden I woke up, and the next thing I know, I'm in, you've lit my fire. So don't ask me how it happened. It happened. Okay, so now what I do is I go into my pose, my mantra, and go, okay, the cosmos is going to let me know why this happened, because there are no coincidences when my fire has been lit. Okay, so I realize how this works. So I gave it to the rest of the cosmos to let me know, okay, all my spiritual guides that are with me here, why is this happening now at this house? Now, I already know the history on this island and how that works, right? When it comes to the amount of healing that needs to take place and sort of knowing why this is where it ends, sort of, right? The Draco Stronghold. So you realize, would you like to heal the whole island? You realize, what is it, 65 to 70% of the folks over here are doing crack, so you know what that does. So, you know, it would never be possible for me to ever, if this girl and I ever got together, even though she's got a boyfriend, would ever get together and have a baby together, right? Even though I know the seed that I'm passing on to her is Adam's seed, right? But you know how that works with folks that are using crack, and you got to know what it is that you're plugging into, right? But when you're running Adam's seed, it doesn't matter because that means that seed gets passed on through the population. You want that, okay? You want more accelerators. And you can see how that works with decelerators. As it's sort of colloquially known, passing demon seed around at the highest rate of speed versus passing atom seed around at the highest rate of speed. Who do you think is going to win that track meet? That's the vampire chasing the artist. Okay. So who do you think a girl would rather breed with in the universe? Something that breeds stars? She wants to breed with somebody that knows how to breed stars. And those are called drip torches. That means that what comes out of a male is dripping. Torch. Just like firefighters make drip torches to light backfires. Right? Light it off. Now we're going to use fire against fire. Ever lit a backfire? I've lit some big backfires. So we have what are called drip torches. Okay, which is 50% gasoline, 50% diesel. Now we're going to light it all up. Right? Roaring. The spirit is in that fire is the spirit that is in me. So they're weaponizing the spirit, the eternal spirit of fire. Right? So you can see why I jumped into that arena. So they invert that. And they talk about, you're going to hell. Hell, I came out of hell. Remember? What's the guy's name in Wyatt Earp? Hell's coming. Right? And he's right there with his shotgun. And they ran after the cowboys. Remember that? It's all in the mythology, these stories, these movie sets. And right above their head, there's starships. And that's only, 150 years? How would you like to go 6,000 years in the future? And this I will share with you because I knew this as a child. Everything that you become aware of in terms of technology, space technology, and how we get around from one galaxy to the next, stuff like that, right? Imagine that you already know at 6 years of age that everything that they're developing, because my father was an aeronautical engineer, is obsolete before they ever even started. And you know how you know that? Because you already know where they're at. When you are the highest accelerated rate of speed in learning and then you want to couple technology to that, then that technology will always be higher and faster in terms of its development than anything else that is previously being developed. Because the engine that is fueling that is an eternal engine. And so the eternal engine that is running at the highest level of creative intelligence is always going to be faster than everybody else. And its learning speed to make change in the universe. And when you couple that to technology and how long it takes, for example, to build a space shuttle, how long did it take for them to do that? Right? How many computers did they have to use? 25 backup systems? I'm going, what the fuck is the matter with these folks? Right? What you're actually doing is that you are aware of other technologies that you realize, when I was 6 years of age, believe it or not, that these are toys that they have. So I remember having this image of like parents coming along and saying, we're going to take these toys away from here. You got no idea what we got. As a matter of what we got is so far beyond anything that you are using now that's even within your psyche, within this universe, believe it or not, of what you're aware of now is so far obsolete that this is how it is. There isn't any war anymore there. As a matter of fact, nobody has any memory of it anymore. And I wouldn't know that if I wasn't already there experiencing that. Another way to put that, and I've said this for God knows how long, it's so far in the past that if you look at the Voyager materials where they talk about the innocence of awareness, the awareness of innocence, Imagine that every unit of consciousness is experiencing itself in that place, has never experienced any war, and they have no memory of it. And not any one of them are holding on to one electron, because everybody that is there is an accelerator. What happened is the universe moved on. And if you're not catching up at the rate of speed that a unit of consciousness is